welcome to No Excuses MTB and Weight Loss. This is my weight loss vlog. It will talk about my last week and my success or failure on the scales. So let's get to it. So I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. I have my calories set at 1,200 to 1,550 calories is my goal. And that should have me losing between 1.5 to 2 pounds every week. And that is awesome. On top of that, I am riding my heart out. I'm walking, I'm doing this yoga, I'm hiking, I'm doing everything active that I could possibly be adding. Yet I'm not losing 1.5 to 2 pounds a week. And that's okay that I'm only losing a little bit less, but I want to be losing more. And furthermore, the work that I'm putting in should be causing me to lose more. So I had to sit back and start thinking about it. And the first thing I started to think about was, am I eating enough food? Whoa, this one really threw me for a loop. Am I not eating enough? And I started to think about it because I'm really technically not eating any of my earned calories. Is my body going into starvation mode? Who knows? So I threw the question out on my weight loss blog that is at beliefinmyself.com, and I asked some other good friends. One of my friends came up with the concept of skipping breakfast. And I know when I first started losing weight, that was the first thing. You can't skip breakfast. Don't skip breakfast. And so I started eating breakfast, and I did it religiously. And I did have incredible success. But just naturally, I went back to this, and I then found out that it was intermittent fasting. Woohoo! I'm actually doing something that's the fad or whatever. So I was doing it. But she recommended, go ahead and try to eat breakfast. So I started to think about it. I'm like, I can do this because it made sense. You see, last week there was a day after we biked and hiked. The next day I went to work and I was so sick to my stomach. And I couldn't figure it out. I was sure I was going to be going home with the flu, whatever. And then my stomach growled and I'm like, I'm hungry. So I ate one of those little emergency breakfast bars that I keep in my desk. And my stomach pains went away. But an hour later they were back. So I ate something else and they went away. But an hour later they went back. All day long I could not keep ahead of this pain, this hunger. And so I knew that I hadn't eaten enough, even though my calories were spot on. So when she mentioned the breakfast, I'm like, well, you know what? If I'm barely eating enough calories as it is, that 16-hour fast, my body is probably saying, whoa, this is a bad thing. So I have started to eat a little something in the morning. It's not a lot, but I am breaking my fast in the morning. Exercise was pretty typical this week also. The week started on Saturday, and we went out on our bikes for a ride, and that was pretty intense. And it was a pretty good ride, actually. But we did not stop after the ride. When we got home, we decided that we weren't done moving and being active. So out we went again, and we spent about 3 or 4 hours walking up and down the streets of the town that we live in. The car was pretty cool, but my favorite part was when we found one of these old churches that was having an open house. So we got to go and tour this really old church. There are parts of this church that date back to 1784. On Sunday, we were right back out on our bikes, and this time we went to the Trail of Tears. Oh boy, my favorite place. And yes, that was total sarcasm. And we rode again for a couple hours. Stay tuned for an upcoming video about how this ride really went. We dropped our bikes off at home, and out we went again. And this time we went hiking. We didn't go long, we didn't go hard. We were out for about an hour, and it was a relatively flat area, but we were still moving. And then the work week started, and it went back to being typical, where my activity was pretty much walks during my lunch break and my 15-minute breaks throughout the day. Because while I actually am out on the weekends riding my bike like crazy, on the weekdays, my goal is just to get off the couch and move. It doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as I'm up and moving. That means that I am walking on my lunch breaks. That means that I am trying to move around the house more, maybe vacuum, maybe clean the floor, do something. Anything other than sitting on the couch. I'm not saying that sitting on the couch is a bad thing. I'm just saying that for this journey to be healthy, we need to be moving. Doesn't matter what you're doing, just get up, just move. It is Friday. It is the last day of my week, and I am off work. Yay! So I am actually getting ready to head into the doctor's office. My employer gives discounts and rewards for healthy habits, and those rewards are in the terms of discounts on your health insurance on a monthly rate. They are actually huge discounts. Both of them combined equal up to be $190 cheaper for your health insurance. The tobacco one I have no problem with. I signed off, everything's good. However, the weight reward, because I'm not in a healthy weight, I have to go to my doctor and I have to have her talk to me about my weight, and we sign a paper when we set up a goal. Basically, I have to be under doctor's care. It's okay because I was due for my annual checkup anyway with this doctor. So here we go to the doctor's office. I was really worried about my weight loss this week. I know that typically I have been gaining 1 week, losing 1 week, gaining 1 week, losing 1 week. And this actually was the week that I was set to lose, and that excited me. But then on that same note, I changed my eating this week. I started to eat a little bit more. I started eating breakfast, and I was so worried that that was going to mess up my efforts. So I stepped on the scale with fear and trepidation. And, well, let's see what I did. While we're looking at my weight loss, I will also say that my doctor was happy with where I'm at. She is happy with the plan that I'm on. She's happy with the progress I'm making. She is happy overall. My blood pressure is a little bit high, but I do know that I have a white coat syndrome, so my blood pressure usually does pop up at the doctor's office. So we're just going to watch that for a little bit, and everything was good. And yes, she signed my paper for the discount, so I'm not going to be paying $190 extra each month. So you see, I lost. So I am very happy with it. I did kind of expect a loss because this was the week that I typically lose. And I'm just tickled that my change in eating did not affect anything. Everything is good. The true test will be next week to see if I lose on the week that I typically have been gaining or maintaining. So let's see how I do. So there are no excuses. Adjust, adapt, just get out there and do it, because that's the only way you're going to have success. No excuses.